Hi everyone, welcome back to the bilingual channel Decoding Sir Long. I'm Sir Long, a former banker turned educator with over 6 years of experience of teaching mathematics. Still, we are going to slightly decode and crush together. Before I start, please click the subscribe button and like it to follow up the latest learning sources. Few days ago, I uploaded a short on my channel saying that based on my collected trial papers of this year, I'll be going to put my effort on analyzing and explain the questions that will most likely to be coming out on the coming SPM paper. To be honest, based on my personal experience, I always believe in SBP, SMKA, SABK, Terengganu and Negeri Sembilan trial papers. The questions that appear on these few trial papers are as precise as is guided by the gods. So if you are able to obtain this year's trial papers, please look for them. Today, I'm going to teach you all how to deal with the question involving Form 4 Chapter 10 Consumer Mathematics of Financial Management. I feel that the question involving income and expenses or cash flow will be in the scope. Are you ready? Here we go.
Hi all, welcome to Decoding with Sir Long, Episode 4. Alright, today I'm going to talk about the question involving Chapter 10 Consumer Mathematics involving financial management in Form 4 syllabus. Alright, and this is the background that you always see in my channel. Alright, for this question, actually I extracted from Terengganu Trial Paper 2 under Section B, and the question number is 12. And the whole question has 3 sub-questions. And I said that I believe that the level of the question is intermediate. Alright. So let's look at this question now. The table below shows the information about Eugene Ramley's financial planning. And the first sub-question is about how to calculate the active income, the passive income, and the total expenses. And the total mark is 3 marks for this sub-question. And there's a table given to you. Look at right hand side. And you can see there's a list of items. And some items are regarded as under the category of net income, and some items are under the category of expenses. Alright, so look at here. Before that, I want to tell you all that it's good to refer to your textbook because, right, look at here. On the textbook, the page 274, and this is what I have read through before this section. And on this page, you can see the definition of active income and passive income, as well as the definition of fixed expenses and variable expenses. And look at here, what active income is about. Actually, active income is the main income such as salary, allowance, commission, and other financial resources. Right? So it's quite easy to understand, right? And what about the passive income? Passive income consists of rent received, interest received, dividends, and other investment. So simply speaking, the way I actually guide my students to justify whether it's the active income and passive income is, as long as the person is going to have the job and then use their effort to earn the money, and the money is considered as active income. But however, if the person don't work and don't go through any work, then he or she is able to earn the money, and the money is considered as passive income. So it's like rent received, right? Because as long as you have the building or property and just rent out to the tenants, so that you are able to receive the money consistently in month. So this is the example for all of you. And of course, right, let's say you are going to deposit money into bank account, and whatever money you receive, right, is considered as interest, and the interest is under the category of passive income. Alright, so what about the next paragraph? The next paragraph is about the fixed expenses and variable expenses. And fixed expenses, right, look at here. These are expenses that must be paid or spent, such as rent, insurance payments, housing, loan installments, car installments, and credit card payments. So simply speaking, in my view, I tell you all, fixed expenses are actually the expenses that he or she or the person is supposed to pay consistently in the fixed amount of money. And as long as this is about fixed assets, as long as the person is going to use the money to support their fixed assets and the money is considered as fixed expenses. And what about variable expenses? Okay, so it's like petrol expenses, groceries, electricity bill payments, and water bill payments. That means, right, it will change every single month according to the person's spending behavior. So, for example, maybe in March, the person just spent 45 ringgit for petrol expenses, but for the coming month, the person is going to spend around $80 or ringgit, okay, for petrol expenses, for example. So that means, right, the way he made the spending pattern for the expenses is not consistent at all, and then these expenses will be considered as variable expenses. Okay, and of course, right, the last thing is about the positive cash flow is total income more than total expenses, and negative cash flow is total income that is less than total expenses. Okay, once we have made it clear, right, we are going to solve the question right now. So look at here on the table, and there are three items under the category of net income, right? And I believe that all of you have got the idea what items are considered active income. Obviously, these are salary and allowance, am I right? Okay, then we just get the sum simply 3,200 plus 400. They will be equal to what? 3,600. So first mark is given to you, okay, if you got the idea. Alright, so what about the passive income? Obviously, there's only one item here, rental receipt. So for this question, don't need to write so much, just write 600 ringgit, that's all, okay, because it's a one mark question, remember, you don't need to make it so structured. And what about the next question, the total expenses? Okay, there's a list of the expenses, right? Because for this question, it never asks you to differentiate between fixed expenses and variable expenses. So that's quite convenient for you to solve this question. However, there's only one mark, right? So just be careful on your calculation and just make a sum of all expenses on the list. That's all, okay? So which is 700 plus 450 plus 200 plus 400 plus 200 plus 180 plus 300. So the total is how much? Alright, so I hope that you all can take out your calculator and do a simple calculation on the spot right now. Okay, then the answer is what? It's 2,430 ringgit. Okay, is everything clear to all of you? Let's say we are clear with it, right? Let's move on to next sub-question. Okay, sub-question B is about what? Okay, it's about how to calculate Encik Ramli's monthly cash flow. And this is a 2 marks question. Okay, as mentioned on the previous slide, how to find total cash flow? Look at here. The positive cash flow will exist if the total income exceeds the total expenses, right? Or vice versa. Then, based on this case, since, right, we know the net income, which are 3,200 plus 400 plus 600, right? Okay, and then we get the sum first. After that, we are going to make a difference with this total expenses, which is 2,430 ringgit. And then what's the result? Okay, please take out a calculator again and do your own work. And I believe that all you got answer already, right? So the answer is 1,770 ringgit. Okay, it's clear, right? Because it's just a 2 marks question, I believe that it won't make you so much trouble, right? Just like you must be very firm with your own concept, the concept that you have learned from your textbook or from your lesson, okay? And still, I need to tell you all that no matter what, no matter how, before the SPM, right, this is the final period of doing your own revision for final exam in SPM. Please put full effort, okay, on whatever you can do. Alright, so what about the sub-question C? Encik Ramli wants to save $90,000 in 4 years, and please calculate the additional money savings needed. Okay, so this is the 4 marks question. Based on these marks, we believe that it's a bit complicated. Okay, so how complicated it is? Look at here. Okay, so this is what I've extracted from your textbook. It's on the page 286 and 287. and it's about what? How to calculate the annual savings, money savings, and additional savings needed. Okay, so because we know that the total money cash flow, right? Just now we calculated that is 1,770 ringgit, is it? Okay, then we just follow the same logic. Okay, so this is the formula that I set by my own, and look at here, which is total saving intended divided by the total number of months minus the original money cash flow. And then we are going to insert the values accordingly based on this formula that I set. Okay, the top must be 90,000 ringgit, am I right? And because this is the savings intended by Encik Ramli based on this question. And then divided by the total number of months. And since we know that 1 year is equal to 12 months, right? So 4 years must be equal to 4 times 12. Okay, and then minus the original money cash flow, and which is 1,770 ringgit. And please take out a calculator again and do the simple calculation right here. Okay, so as long as you are able to set this formula for yourself, right, and you are able to earn the first mark already, and remember, do calculation accordingly. My suggestion is please do the calculation on this part first. Okay, we do it separately. And then we can see the next step is 1,875 ringgit minus 1,770 ringgit. Okay, it's a simple subtraction. The answer is 105 ringgit. Alright, so all of you, is it clear? And it's all about how we deal with the question involving financial management, especially the money inflow and outflow. But before that, you must be able to differentiate between fixed expenses and variable expenses, as well as how to define active income and passive income. Alright.
Well, here's the end of the 4th episode. In the last 23 days, I'll try my best to analyze those important and hot topics that will come out on this year's SPM Mathematics paper with the hot trial papers. If you have any idea or question, kindly leave a simple message below and I'll do my best to respond to you by different ways. Once again, please click the subscribe button so you won't miss the updates. Thank you for watching and see you all next time. Goodbye.